Okay, so well, we are going to start. My name is Ignacio. I'm going to present this webinar. I think some of you might know me. I think Sonny was in another webinar, I think. Correct me if I'm not wrong. Okay, so well, this webinar is going to be about using remote content with our cloud and using push notifications in your apps. It's a really helpful tool that can make your app have more downloads or more ad impact impressions. Okay, so well, I guess you are already Mobincube users, so you already have the basics of Mobincube. So I'm not going to spend time to explain how to create an account or how to add a new app and everything. Okay, so I'm going directly to start a new app. Well, let me share my screen first. Okay, I guess you see my screen now. Okay, here with me I have Andrea and Daniel. They will ask your questions. Well, in case you use the chat, they will ask the questions, or in case you want to use the mic, I can also hear you, I guess. Well, I think I'm having problems with my sound volume. Not sure if I can reset. Wait. I think my headphones doesn't work.
This is Sonny. I can hear you okay.
Well, I think I have some problems with the speakers, so I think I cannot hear you. So, well, anyway, if you have any questions, you can use the chat, and Daniel and Andrea will ask your questions. Okay, so here I'm here in Mobincube. I'm going to create a new app for this webinar. Well, I'm going to switch the interface to English. It's in Spanish because in the previous webinar I used the Spanish one. Okay, now, well, I have here my app. I'm going to edit. Well, first, let me explain some things about the remote content. Well, as you know from previous webinars, in Mobincube you can use remote content in your apps. So normally, when you submit pictures or text, databases or anything, by default everything goes offline. It's installed in your app, so the access to these resources is really quick. The problem of offline resources is that in case you want to change some text or some pictures or anything, you have to republish your app and go to Google Play and update a new version. Okay, so everyone has to update the version in case they want to have the new content. Okay, so there's another possibility so that people can have new content without the need of updating the app, and that's using the online content. Okay, so you can have a picture or a text that is stored in an external server, so that the app connects to that server anytime the app needs that resource. Okay, so in Mobincube you can do that for free. You can have a picture in your server and just use the URL of that picture in your app. So you can do that for free. Okay, but of course you have to be the owner of one server, or you have to have hired one server with any internet hosting provider. Okay, so in case you don't have this server, we offer one external tool. We call it the cloud. Okay, and that's a premium service. I mean, it's here in the premium services list. You'll see this cloud, and it's like $5 per year per app. Okay, so it's not really expensive. And well, this service is also included in our home plans and our Pro plans. Okay, so in case you want to use cloud and push notifications, for example, and you want to publish your app in iPhone App Store, maybe it's cheaper if you get the home plan, or in case you want to remove advertisement, you have the Pro plan. Well, I guess you are already familiar with these pricing plans. Okay, so well, in this case, since I'm going to use the cloud and in a while I will use the notifications, I'm going to upgrade to the home plan. But well, I insist, you can do remote content for free if you own a server. Okay, so let's go to the app. Okay, I'm going to start my app with a quick menu. And I'm going to use detailed screens for showing you the remote content management. Here. Okay, so well, first I'm going to use an image, a remote image, but without using the cloud. Okay, I'm going to add this picture, and well, I haven't submitted any pictures yet, so I'm going to upload the first one using this button here. I'm going to set a name for identification purposes. H1, and instead of using local file, I'm going to use remote file. Okay, so I just need to enter a URL for my picture. I'm going to use some picture in the internet. Okay, I always use the same sample. This one here. Well, I have this URL for this picture. I'm going to enter the URL here. And now I'm watching the picture here, but if you see this icon here on the top left corner, you see that it's like an internet symbol. Okay, this means that this picture won't be stored in the app. Okay, this picture will stay in the server, in this server, guidepal.blog.core.windows.net. Okay, so it will always target this URL. So if the person that is running the server changes the file with the same URL, then the content of the app will be updated without the need of reinstalling the app. Okay, I'm watching here a preview of the picture. Okay, so that's what you can do with the remote content. Okay, in case you have a server. But now we are going to use the cloud. It's a really useful tool in case you don't have a server. Okay, so if you go here in the horizontal menu here on the top, you go to tools, and then you go to cloud. Okay, now we are here. Here is what we can manage from the cloud. We can manage image pictures. Let me change to English. Okay, we can manage remote pictures. We can manage remote text. We can manage remote databases in case you are using the databases screens. We can create our own RSS files. We can create formulas. I mean, you know that with the detailed screens you can create formulas, but the information of these formulas goes to an script, okay, in an external server. You have the option of creating your own script, but if you don't have any knowledge to do that, you can set the form in the cloud, so you can receive the data in the cloud and resend it to an email. Okay. You can also use push notifications from the cloud. Well, you can do push notifications from Mobincube as well, or you can use the cloud for using notifications. And why is that? Because the cloud is something that, well, in case you are creating apps for your customers with Mobincube, and you want to let your customer like update the content of your app, but you don't want to give your customers your Mobincube login information, you can create a user in the cloud and send that user to your customer, so that the customer can go just to the cloud and just change texts or change pictures or databases information. Okay. So for the notifications, it's the same. I mean, you can create a user for your customer and he can send notifications from the cloud. Okay. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is managing remote images. I'm going to click here on the left icon. Okay, now I have this area here. I'm going to show you several ways to upload a picture. You can just click here on new image. Well, I have some pictures here prepared. You can just click on one image and it will be uploaded. Okay. Now this picture is in my cloud. Okay, I can drag the picture anywhere, and you see here on the top side of the website I have this delete area and the new folder. Okay, if I drop it here, the picture will be deleted. Okay, and if I drop it here, I will create a new folder. Okay, so this picture now is in this folder. I can click on the folder and I will see all the pictures in this folder. Well, if you have a lot of images, folders can be really useful for you. Okay. There's another way to upload pictures. You can just get all the pictures and drag and drop it in the images area. Okay, so all of them will be uploaded to my cloud account. One moment. Okay, now I have all these pictures in my account, and now I can just get one. Well, first I'm going to change the name of one folder. I just need to click for 1 second over the name. I want to call city to this folder, and I can just get pictures and drop them in the folder. Okay, so if I click in the folder icon, I will see all my pictures here. And I can also get one picture and drop it over or into one other picture. So I can create a new folder in this way. Okay, I'm going to rename it. And that's it. What can I do as well? I can also, well, if I move the mouse over a picture, I can see two things. I can see this cross here. If I click on this cross, the picture will be deleted. And if I click here in change image, I can select a new file in my PC. So the content of the picture will be updated. Okay? So now that I have some pictures here in my cloud, I'm going to go back to Mobincube, and I'm going to show you what happens if I open the image manager. So I want to click on this picture element and just select. You see, now I have all my pictures in my cloud are seen in the image manager. But if you see this icon in the top left corner of each picture, you see that it represents the cloud. So it means that this image is in the cloud. Okay, so I can select, for example, this car. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happens if I change one picture here. Well, I'm going to publish this app. Well, I'm not using notifications right now, so I can deactivate this and the monetization. Okay, so now I'm publishing the app so that I will show you what happens if I change the picture. Okay. Well, in the meantime, I can go to, there's no more information regarding the images, so I can go to text and go to edition mode again. Okay, so I'm going to add a remote text right now. Okay, instead of using regular text, I have this icon, online text, so I can drop it here. And for remote text, I just need, instead of entering a text, I just need to enter a URL. Okay, so if you have your own server and you have a text file in your server, you can just enter the URL that targets this file. Okay, but you can also use the cloud. Here in text, you can just add a new text. This is the text. You can change the text. And click on save. Okay, so now you see this extra icon here. It's like a chain. This means a URL. So if you click in this icon, you will get the URL that represents this text. Okay, so if you enter this URL anywhere, you see the text here. Okay, so if you enter the URL here, okay, you get the text. So you cannot modify your text here. This is only a preview. The text will be always stored in the server. Okay, you can change, of course, the size of the font. You can change the size of the text element as any other element. Okay, let me check if the app is already published. Not yet. Well, and with text, you can do the same. I mean, you can move text into a folder. Wait, I think there's some bug here. But if you refresh the screen, then you get both text in the same folder. Okay, and yeah, and you can also go to null text and change the text. Okay. Okay. No, not ready. It should only take like 1 or 2 extra minutes. Okay, it's ready. Okay, in case you have an Android phone, you can just install this app. I'm going to use my device here, and I'm going to show you with a webcam. So in case you don't have an Android phone there's no problem. One moment. I don't know what happens. Doesn't work. Something is wrong with the Wi-Fi of my Android phone. Now it works. Okay. A moment, and I will use my camera. Okay. I guess you see the device here. installing. Okay, so here I have the first version of my app. I go to this screen. Now you see the clock here on the top. It's loading a remote picture. Okay, so now I'm going to the cloud and I'm going to change the picture. Let me share my screen again. Okay, the app is still on. Okay, I'm just going to change the picture of this car. Okay, I already changed it. Now I'm going back to my webcam. Okay, you see the old car here, but now I'm going to go back to the main menu, and now I'm going to go back to the detail screen. So it's loading the picture again from the server, but you see now you see the red car. So I didn't need to reinstall the app. I mean, someone changed the content in the server and my app got updated automatically. Okay, so this is really useful. For example, if you are like creating the app for a restaurant, you can and you need to show the daily menu, for example, and you have like 1,000 people with the app installed. You don't need all those people to upload the app. I mean, you can just go to the cloud, change the text, and the app will be updated. Okay, so now we are going to the next step. We are going to use databases, remote databases. Okay, I'm going to add a new database screen. New screen. Okay, and I'm going to use the data view screen type. Okay, so I'm going to create a new database, but I want this database to be stored in the cloud. Okay, so in case I need to add new content, I can also do it without the need of people reinstalling the app. Okay, so in case I want to do that, I have to create the database, the database base structure from here from Mobincube, but it will be stored in the cloud. So I have to select this option here, cloud database. I just activate it. And here I can just enter a name for the database. I'm going to add 3 fields like brand, model, and picture, for example. And this will be an image field. Okay, I just click on accept. Well, before pressing accept, let me go to the cloud, and if I go to databases, you see that I don't have any databases in the cloud. Okay, so here I go back to Mobincube and I click on accept, and now my database has been created. If I go back to the database, I have to refresh. You see, now I have this database here called cars. Okay, it's empty, of course. And if I go here to edit, you see the symbol here. It means that this database is stored in the cloud. If I go here to edit, I will get this message that this database is only editable from the cloud. Okay, so I'm going to add content to the database. I need to add rows first. For example, Tesla model, it's Model S. And for pictures, I can use pictures that are already uploaded to the cloud. Okay, if I click here in this icon, I will get all the pictures in the image manager. I'm going to select this one. Okay, and I'm going to add another one. Example. This one. Okay. Well, if my app is already released and people already has the app installed, I can add new content, but the content won't be available for the users until I press here publish. Okay, so don't worry if you are adding new content and you have like a lot of information. Of course, until you don't press publish, until you are not finished uploading all this information, people won't get the whole information. So now here I press publish. This will be already available for my users. Okay, so now I'm going to create a detail view, for example. No, a list view. Faster. Okay. I'm going to add, for example, one table. I guess you already know how to do this. We had like the previous webinar where we talked about creating databases with Mobincube. So I'm not going to spend time on this. I can use the brand. And the model here, for example. Okay, so now I have one screen using remote databases. Okay, so that's everything you need to know to use remote databases. By the way, last week, or yes, I think it was last week, we added a new view for your databases. It's the augmented reality view. So if you have fields in your database that have a GPS location, you can use an augmented reality view in order to place all the items in your database in this augmented reality screen. It's something similar to the map view, but using the camera of your phone. Well, for iOS it's working quite good. For Android it's a bit buggy because the items in the camera will like vibrate or move a little bit, but it's okay. It's enough, I guess. We will try to improve it. Okay, so now I already used remote databases. I'm going to show you also how to use forms and RSS, and then I will publish the app so that you can see all the results together. Okay, so I'm going to the main menu and I will add an RSS screen. Okay, so before creating this, well, no, I'm going to select RSS. Now, since I have hired the cloud, you see this switch here. If you activate it, you can select all the RSS files that you created in the cloud. Well, I haven't created any, so now I cannot select any one of them. But if you go here to the cloud, you can add a new RSS. For example, you can call it news, for example, and create. Okay, so you can double click on it in case you want to enter data. Okay, for example, you have to add the title, Mobincube has 250,000 users. For example, you have to select a date and you can enter the content. Okay, you can use HTML in the content you want. Okay, now I have this RSS, and well, I can go number 2, for example, and using a previous date and more content. Okay, so now I have created my RSS, but again I have to press here on publish if I want all my changes be available for my app users. Okay, now I'm going back to Mobincube. I guess I will have to refresh the RSS screen. Okay, so now I'm going to press on cloud and see, now I have all my RSS files here. Well, I only have one. I can select it and that's it. Okay, I created an RSS screen using my remote RSS file. Okay. And okay, so finally we are going to use forms. Okay, as you know, in the detail screens you can add formulas. Well, they are quite simple because since now you are only able to use text fields. So I'm going to add a text, for example, give us your suggestions, for example. I'm going to enter a text field here. And I'm going to use a reference. Okay, for example, comment. Okay, I have this text field here, but I don't have any way to get this information from a script because I don't have any knowledge for creating scripts in a server. So I go to the cloud and I add a new form. For example, comments. I click on create, double click on here, and now I can use an email where I want to receive all the comments from my users. For example, I'm going to use my email. And here I can write a message that I want to send this message to the users that fulfill the formula. Okay? Thanks for sending us your comments. Okay, I click here and change. I guess it's already saved. And I'm going to add a field. Okay, the field is going to be called comments. Okay, and I click on add. Okay, so the name of the field has to be the same as the one I used here for the reference. Okay, so well, I'm going to add a new field. For example, name. And I'm going to add this new field called name. Okay? So now I'm ready. Well, no, not ready yet. I have to add, if you add a formula in a detail screen, of course you have to add a button so that the user can press any place on the screen to send the information. So I'm going to use a plain text. For example, I'm going to use a blue button and white color for the font. Okay, and for this button, I'm going to use the action submit form. Okay, if I click on send to a script and I have a form created in the cloud, I can just click here and I will get a list of all the forms that I created in the cloud. Okay, so now it's done. We don't have to do anything else. So I'm going to publish again the app. Okay. So, well, it's going to take like 3 or 5 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to start talking about the push notifications. Okay. And then I will go back to the app and show you the results. Okay. So push notifications. Okay, I guess you already know what a push notification is, but in case you don't know it, I will give you a short explanation. So, well, there are different ways you can communicate with the users that install your app. I mean, you can, like, inside your app, you can have like a remote text, like as we did with the cloud, and you can like send messages via a remote text to your users, so that anytime they open your app, they can have like a different text. Okay, so it's a way to communicate with your users, but the problem of that way is that you can only communicate with the users that are using your app in that moment. Okay, so in case you want to communicate with users that installed your app but they are not using your app in that moment, you can use push notifications. Okay, so in case they have like an Android device, they can go to the notifications on the top of the display, and they can receive your messages there. And well, for iPhone, they do it in a similar way. Okay, so you can like push a message to all the users that have your app installed. Okay, so in Mobincube, you have also two ways for doing that. You can go here to tools, and you can go here to push notifications. Okay, so it's just you only need to enter a text here. For example, this is my first notification. Okay, and you just click here and send. Okay, you get this message: notification sent successfully. But well, this is wrong. Okay, because before sending, well, you got 0 devices. Of course, nobody has installed this app. But what happened? Well, the thing is that I didn't configure my cloud messaging account. Okay, so before sending any notification, you have to go here to this icon here on the top right. Okay, and you have to give us some information so that we can use notifications in your app. Okay, now I'm going to use only the Android version because the iOS is a bit more complicated and I don't have a Mac computer here. Okay, so in case you need some help, you can go to support.mobincube.com and you can just use notifications here in the search area, and you can have here some help on how to activate push notifications on Android or on iOS. Okay, I'm going to explain this, the Android version. So we need two things from you. We need your API key and the project number. Okay, so for using notifications in Android, for example, you have to have a Google account. Okay, and you have to, well, inside your Google account, you have to activate the Google Developer Console. Okay, so if you go to this URL here, I can use, I'm going to write info. I can write in the notes. I can send you the URL of the Google Console. Okay. Okay, so first time you access your Google Developers Console, you will get a message. No, it's not here. Well, you will get like a big picture in the middle of the screen that will ask you to create a new project. Okay, so since I already have an account, I have 2 projects created. So I'm going to create a new project. You have to create one new project for every single app that you create. Okay, so you cannot have like 2 apps with one project. I can have my, for example, webinar demo, and then this is a project ID. You can like ask for new project IDs, or you can like enter your own project ID. Okay, so you just go to create. It will take like several seconds, sometimes 1 minute. Now Google is like setting up your new project. A moment. Okay, now it's done. Okay, my new project is created, and you see here a project number. This is one of the things that we are asking. So you get this number, you go back to Mobincube, and you enter the project number here. So now we need the API key. Okay, that's something that we can also get here. So first thing, you need to go to APIs and out here, and then to APIs. And now you have to activate for this project the Google Cloud Messaging for Android. Okay, so you just click here on the right, and now you are enabling this API. Okay, it takes sometimes 1 minute, sometimes 2 minutes. Now Google is activating this API. Well, yesterday it took like 5 minutes. Okay, there are other times that it only takes like 10 seconds. I'm going to refresh my screen. Yes, I think there's a problem in this website from Google. Now if I refresh it, I refresh the screen, and now it's activated. Okay, so next thing, after I activated it, I need to go to credentials, and I have to ask for a new public API key. Okay, so here in this area, I click here on create new key, and I have to ask for a server key. Okay, and I leave this text field empty. I just click on create. Okay, and I got this information. So this information here is the API key that I have to copy. I'm going to go back to Mobincube, and I will paste this key here. Okay, so now I just click on accept. Okay, now our servers got this information. So now I'm able to send notifications. But one thing, after you enter this information, you have to republish your app. I mean, if you don't republish your app, no one will get notifications, because these codes have to be inside your app. So now you have to republish, and if your app was published on Google Play, you have to update a new version. Okay, so in case you want to publish your first version and you already know that you will use notifications, you can do this process before publishing your app. Okay, so now I'm going to publish my app. I have to go to edit first. Now. Okay, so now it's being published. Okay, well, I didn't show you the results from the previous version, but no problem. We will see the results in this version. Okay, so well, no, I think I can show you the previous version. It's already available. I'm going to install it in the device again. One moment, I'm installing it. Okay, let me share my webcam. Okay. I have three options here in the main menu. So first I'm going to use the RSS. You see, now I have two posts in my RSS, the both I created. I can just select a new, and then I get the full text. Okay. And for databases, now it's loading the remote content. I mean, it downloaded the remote database and then it's downloading the pictures. So again, I can go to the cloud, to pictures, for example, and I'm going to change again the red car. Okay, so if I go back and then I go to database again, now you see that the blue car was loaded. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back to Mobincube. It's almost done. Well, in the meantime, I can give you some useful information regarding notifications. Okay, so notifications is something really useful. As I told you, it's a really good way to communicate with your users. So if you are creating professional apps, notifications can be really useful. For example, if you have a shop and you have your app for your shop, and maybe you are launching like a new offer, for example, you buy one get one for free or something, you can send a notification to all the users in your app so that if they press the notification, they can like access the app. Okay, but if you are using apps for making money with advertisement, notifications are also really useful, but really useful. Okay, because imagine that you have like 10,000 users, but they install your app, they only access your app like once in a month, for example. If you want them to access your app more frequently, you can like send them one notification every week informing about something. For example, if you are offering like a news app, you can like send a notification to all of them every week, like posting like a small news that you also have in the app, so that they get the notification and they click on the notification, so the app will be opened. Okay, so instead of having like 10,000 ad impressions per month, you can have 10,000 impressions per week. Okay, if you make your users open the app every week. Okay, so now the app is ready. I'm going to install it again. You can do it as well if you have an Android device. You just enter this URL. Okay, a moment. Q5IDL. Okay. The app is installing. Okay, of course, notifications will only work if people open the app once at least. Okay, because the first time an app is open, then some information is sent to the server in order to say to the server, hi, I'm here, I'm an application, I'm an instance of this application, and I'm ready to receive notifications. So I'm going to open the app again. But now I'm going to close the app. Okay, and I'm going to I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to Mobincube, tools. I'm going to go here, push notifications. Okay, and now I'm going to send a new notification. So I'm going to click on send, but before that I'm going to share my webcam again. And now I'm going to click on send. Okay, you see, I'm not sure if you saw that something happened on top. I got this here, this new notification that it says, well, the icon of my app is here. Also the name of the app, Webinar Cloud Demo, and then there's a text, the text that I use for my message. So if I click on the notification, my app will be open, okay? So if I send a notification to my 10,000 users, some of them will open my app and I will get more ad impressions, okay? And well, now I remember that I forgot to show you the formula, how it works. I go back to the detail screen. I can enter here context. I'm going to use name. And if I click here on the send button, the information of the formula has been sent to the cloud, and I got the response message here. Thanks for sending your comments. Okay. So now I can go to the cloud, forms. I go to the formula here, double click, and I can view all messages sent for users. Okay. Also Sony did send something. Well, the comments wasn't received because I use the name comments in plural, and in Mobincube, I think I used the reference here was in singular. Okay, so I made it wrong. So therefore, I didn't get anything for the comments field. Okay, but if I go to my email, you see I got two emails, one from me and one other from Sony. Okay. So that's how formulas work. Okay, and I can also send notifications from the cloud. Okay. If I click here on history, I can see my previous notifications, and I can also use a new one. This is my third notification. I can send it here. And so I got a new notification here. Hi, this is my third notification. Okay. So that's it. Okay, so that's two ways for sending notifications, from Mobincube or from the cloud. Okay. The cloud is also useful because you can, like as I told you, you can create an account for your customer, or you can use it for your own in case you are not in the office or you are not at home and you want to send a notification from your mobile device. You can. I think it's easier to access the cloud. It's cloud.mobincube.com. You can use your Mobincube login information, and it's easier for you, I guess, because this website for the cloud is, I think it's responsive, so it will work better in your device. Okay, so in case you want to create a user for your customer, you just go here to user administration. You can add as many users as you want. For example, my customer 3. You create a password. Oh, this user is already created. Customer 1. Okay. So now if I go to a different session, cloud.mobincube.com. Well, I can do it from my phone instead. Let me check. can use here. Okay, now I'm entering the cloud from my mobile device. So I can go here to notifications. I can create a new notification. And send. Okay. Well, I got the notification as well since I have installed the app in this device. Okay. Well, since now I'm accessing the cloud from a user account, there are some things that I cannot do. As for example, I cannot delete pictures. I cannot, for example, I cannot create new databases, or I cannot create new RSS files. I cannot create new forms. I can only modify the content or the resources. I can change one picture. I can change one text. I can enter new information to the database. Well, I can add new pictures or add new text in case I want to use them in a database. Okay. So, well, that's it. Basically, that's all you need to know about user administration. Okay. And well, yeah, I think this is over. I think. I mean, this is all I wanted to explain about remote content and push notifications. So now I could say that this webinar is over, but I will stay here for a while in case you have any questions. Okay. And at the beginning, Sonny had one question regarding our new functionality. The share functionality. I can talk about that functionality now, or if you have questions regarding the remote content or the push notifications, you can also make your questions now. Well, in case you still don't have questions, I'm going to talk about this new feature of Mobincube. Okay, because we launched 2 new features last week or 2 weeks ago. Okay, so let me close my camera. Well, the first functionality that we launched last week is the share functionality. Okay, from now you can allow your users to share content of your app. Okay, you can, yes, for example, you can enter one text. You can use share. For example, I'm going to create a button, as I did for the send button. Example, I have this button now, and I'm going to use the share action. This is new from last week. Okay, and now I can share anything. I can just enter one text. Okay, so if people clicks on this button, their device will ask for, the user will have to select one application from their phone, for example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gmail, SMS, or any other program in your device. So this text will be shared. Okay, so this is really useful in case you want to, for example, if you want to share your application, you can, for example, enter this text. Hi there, I recommend this app, and you can enter the URL of your app. It was, I think, mobincube.mobi. I'm not sure about the URL. Okay, but if you can use this action in this button. So if somebody clicks on the share button, this text will be shared, and it includes the URL for downloading my app. Okay, so if I want to get more downloads of my app, I can let my users share the app. Okay, I can also share text. I can also share pictures, or if I'm using, for example, a database screen, for example, in this list, I can, for example, go to the picture or the whole button. Okay, no, I'm going to use the whole row. I'm going to add this share action, and I can also share pictures if they are fields of my database, or I can also share content from my database. Okay, so I'm going to use parentheses. If I use the name of the field, okay, I use share and picture, okay, between parentheses. So I can publish a new version of the app. Okay, now it's going to take again 3 minutes. So then if I go to the database screen and I click on one button, then the picture will be shared with other applications. Okay. So while it's being generated, if you have more questions, not sure if that's all the information you needed from the shared action, Sonny.
I don't know if my mic is working okay, Ignacio, but can you
Well,
hear
I
me
see
at
that
all?
you are talking, but as I told you, something's wrong with my speakers and I cannot hear anyone. Maybe Daniel or Andrea can hear you and answer your questions.
Okay, that's good. The question I have is the push notifications. Are you using that to tell your users that your app has been updated?
To try to reset.
Thank you, Daniel.
Oh, no, now I think it works. Okay, I'm not sure if I fixed my speakers. Yeah, I think now now it works.
Can you hear me now, Ignacio? Thank you.
Any more questions? Well, we also launched a new functionality 2 weeks ago. It's really useful in case you are creating apps for making money with ads. Okay, and it's the interstitial functionality. Okay, so as you know, in your apps created for free or using the home plan, we always include advertisement, and you get 70% of the revenue generated by this advertisement. Okay, so we always have one regular banner on the bottom of your screen, and then we also have one like a full screen advertisement at the beginning of your app. Okay, this ad at the beginning is called interstitial ad. Okay, so we always we used to show that interstitial at the beginning of your app. Okay, but now you can decide if you want to show full screen ads in somewhere in your app. Okay, not in the beginning. Well, the beginning will be used, but you can decide if you want to use a new full screen ad, for example, at the end of your app, or in the middle of your app, or when people return to the main menu. Okay, so this will make you earn more revenue for sure. Okay, because think that when people want to access your app, they are like willing to see your content, and if they see a full screen ad at the beginning, since they want to get your content, they would close the ad. Okay, so if you let them get all the content, learn from your app, and then after they do it, you show a full screen ad, then they will be more interested in reading the advertisement information. So, well, we already have seen some really great results from this new functionality called interstitial. And as far as we know, some users doubled their revenue from the ads just by using this new functionality. By the way, the app is already created. I'm going to install it again. I forgot. Okay, now we are going to see how the pictures are shared. Okay, I'm going to share my camera. Okay, now it's installing. Okay, now I use the share functionality in two different places. First one here in the details screen, I created this pink button called share. I click here. The device will ask me one application where I want to share this content. Okay, I don't have the WhatsApp here or Snapchat or any other. I can use, for example, Gmail. So I get that. Oh, I don't have an account here. So share, I can use, for example, notes. Okay, so here I got the text. Hi there, I recommend this app, http://mobincube.mobi/ blah blah blah. Okay, so I shared a text, and now I'm going to show you how the database content can be shared. Okay, remember I use the share, and as the destination I use the name of the picture between parentheses. I use the whole row. Okay, so if I click here on this button, I get the same. I get the list of applications that are allowed to share this type of content. Okay, I'll go again to keep. Well, I got the URL.
Oh, that's cool.
Depending on the app, you will see the picture. No, I don't have an account. Not sure. Well, I don't have any app where I can show a picture. Well, anyway, if you do this, or you have WhatsApp, for example, you will be able to share this picture via WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, so that's it regarding the share. Is that enough for you, Sonny?
Yeah, that was fine. I appreciate that.
Well, I didn't hear you. Okay, yes. Well, if you have more questions, you can ask here, or you can like send us an email. You can follow us on
One
Facebook
thing I was
or on Twitter.
is that
Here is the Twitter of Mobincube and also mine.
this webinar has been my favorite to date, actually, because it's showing me stuff I
Okay,
haven't fully
yes, what Daniel is
done
asking.
yet.
As you know, we now we are doing 2 webinars per month. We do one for newbies, for new users. We do a basics webinar like every month, and then we do an extra webinar every month for more advanced users. Okay, so for example, this one was for using remote content and push notifications. So we are always open to receive feedback from you, and so that we can like decide the content for our next advanced stuff webinar. Okay, so we haven't decided what our next advanced webinar will be about. So if we get suggestions, maybe I guess we will do one webinar for monetization purposes. We will show you how to manage your AdMob account, and we will give you some tips for making more money out of your apps. And we want also to do a webinar for publishing your apps in different stores like Google Play, Amazon Store, or iTunes. Okay, I think that would be great. Okay, you mean the monetization one, right? The AdMob and okay. Yeah, I guess we will do it in 1 month, because in 2 weeks we will have again the basics webinar, and then in 2 extra weeks we will do the monetization. But of course, if you cannot wait 1 month and you have some questions regarding monetization, or you want to start monetizing your apps, you can send me an email, and I can give you some tips. No tips, or not money. Not tips. Sorry for my English. Well, in case you don't have any more questions, we will finish this webinar. Or if you have any questions regarding remote content, push notifications, or any other thing regarding Mobincube, user planning. Yeah, that's it. That's a good idea, because sometimes we get a lot of users every day, like 1,000 users every day, but there's a lot of people that just register, but then when they go to create a new app, they don't really know what app they could create, because they don't have any idea, or they haven't planned an app. So yes, so a webinar about planning your app would be great. There are some tools for mocking up your apps and etc. Sorry. Well, we also want to have one webinar for teaching you some external tools. okay? But because there are some tools that are really useful, because in Mobincube we are offering some functionalities. When you create a new screen, you have like 10 different types of screens, but there are much more functionalities that you can add to your app if you use like the embedded websites. Okay, for example, we don't have like the Facebook functionality, but you can create a web screen and use your Facebook URL so that you will like embed your Facebook channel inside your app. There are some other useful tools out there. For example, you have this called Polabo.com. It's a Korean company that they allow you to create HTML5 polls. Okay, so you can create online polling. So since they provide an HTML website, you can embed that website in your Mobincube app in case you want to do some polling among your users that are connected. Okay, so there are also some collaborative tools that you can also use in Mobincube. So now we are doing some market research and we are looking for all these external tools. So we will do a special webinar for showing you all these tools. Okay, so keep reading our newsletters because we will inform about new webinars, new functionalities, and etc. Because I think next week we are also launching a new functionality for creating, well, for adding routes to Google Maps. Okay, in case you are using like a database with different places, maybe you will be able to have a functionality. Yeah, thank you, Robert, for coming here. Yeah, my augmented reality is already available. I think, I'm not sure, I think I talked about this functionality before. It's available in the databases screens. Okay, for example, if I go here to my database screen, no, I have to create a new one. If I create a new database that is called places, and I use name and location. Use location field type. Okay, you cannot use name places too. Okay, now I can create a view. Since I have a location field, I can use a map view or I can use an augmented reality view. Okay. So I can design example name. Well, I think this is buggy. This is not working. Okay. I will report to our technical team, but theoretically, you can like design the dialogue that you want to show for each item. And well, I guess it will be fixed today or in a few days. Okay, so you will be able to use your augmented reality views in your database screens. So all your places in your database will be shown here. Or maybe it's because it's empty. Market Street. Market. Let's try one thing. Okay. No, if the database is empty, something went wrong. Okay, so imagine that this is your device and this is the camera of your phone. So if there's a place here in this location, you will see a dialog and you can design this dialog. Okay, you can like change the text, or you can add new fields. Location, for example. Okay, so now you can like generate this app, and you will see, if you open the database 2 screen, you will get this augmented reality view. Okay, so you can just move your camera, and you will see your places over the camera. Okay. Okay, so no, thank you, Sunny, for coming here. It's always a pleasure to talk about Mobincube and show you everything about Mobincube, because we really want you to create better and better apps. So we do these webinars for, I mean, we really like it. Okay, so we will keep doing it. Well, now we don't have a lot of users in these English webinars. Maybe because the presenter doesn't have a good level of English, maybe because we always do one webinar in Spanish and one webinar in English. Well, since we are new in the US market, we not sure if you know that we opened a new office there in San Francisco. We started our US company in December. Now, now we are doing all the management for opening the office. I will move, I think next week. I will move to San Francisco with my family, and I will be the contact person for the US market. So I guess once I get to San Francisco, we will start doing these English webinars in a time that is maybe better for you, because I guess now it's too late for you in the US, especially if you are in the New York region, or in the East Coast. So once I get to the US, I guess we'll start doing webinars in maybe earlier, maybe at 6 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 o'clock. Well, I guess this will be better for you, and then we will get more users connected. Okay, good day for me. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here. Okay. So we are going to end this webinar now. So thanks, really, we are really thankful for you for coming. And again, if you have more questions, you can send us an email, or you can contact us and send your request. Okay. So bye bye.